Acts 2 is where Holy Spirit cults come from, and where Christian broadcasting gets their rapture during eclipses from. I'll read it to you. When the day of Pentecost arrived, they were all together in one place. And suddenly there came from heaven a sound like a mighty rushing wind, and it filled the entire house where they were sitting. And divided tongues as of fire appeared to them and rested on each one. And that's where they get their little fire logo from in Pentecostal churches. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to, quote unquote, speak in other tongues, as you can see in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, that they mangle and just make stuff up, as the Spirit gave them utterance. And at this sound, the multitude came together, and they were bewildered, because each one was hearing them speak in his own language. And they were amazed and astonished, saying, "Are not all those who are speaking Galileans? And how is it that we hear, each of us in his own native language?" All were amazed and perplexed, saying to one another, "What does this mean?" They thought they were drunk, etc. Okay, this is where they rip off Joel. "But this is what was uttered through the prophet Joel. And in the last days it shall be, God declares, that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Even on my male servants and female servants in those days I will pour out my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in the heavens above, and signs on the earth below, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon to blood before the day of the Lord," which they think is Jesus, "the great and magnificent day." And that's where Christian broadcasting reported on the day of the eclipse that there's going to be a rapture. It's all bogus.